Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new chapter of The Hero of Senran Kagura. Yep, it's been a while since I last updated for this series. Sorry about that, guys. It's not that I forgot about it, it's more that I had so many other series I wanted to work on before coming back to this. So yeah, apologies, guys. And on to mention, I was originally going to release this on Valentine's Day like I did last year, but unfortunately, I did not have the time to finish it. I was still in that of mid-recording when I was doing it. At that with so many other stuff I was doing, like planning a Valentine's Day with that of Shiro, work on other stuff, mainly focusing on my main channel, while also doing that of other videos for that of my other channel too. So yeah. Apologies, guys. At any rate, with all that said, let's go with that of a necessary recap. In the last part, Izuku finished his date with that of his girlfriends, and soon was found out and was told by that of his father, Hisashi, about the secret of the Midoriya clan. The fact that they were a clan that was wiped out because they had no side. They basically played any side no matter what, and even betrayed those that they worked with once, just for the money and the power. With Izuku and Hisashi being the last members of their clan, and Izuku being the heir, it's up to him to rebuild the clan with that of all of his girls from the other shinobi schools. Not to mention, on his way to that of UA, Bakugo still can't accept that Izuku is now at that of UA, and that he's no longer top dog, and his ego is taking a hit. With Mirio still keeping an eye on Izuku by orders of Sir Night-Eye, mainly because he speculates him to be that of a shinobi, due to that of Tamaki not being able to tell him anything, and wonders why Sir Night-Eye doesn't trust shinobis. With that of the next classes being hero combat training, with All Might, it goes somewhat similar, however the only difference is Mineta is no longer part of Class 1A, so yeah. And there's one, so that also means the teams are uneven. So now, and Izuku is not partner up with Ochako, but partner up with Jiro. And another change being that Sero is with that of Bakugo and Ida now. However, not only that, Misaki leaves that of Hibijo Academy and already heading straight for Masafu, and mainly towards UA. So she can find her childhood best friend / crush, Izuku Midoriya. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 11, Blast from the Past, Part 2. Currently in that of the building where the bomb is located, as the villain team of Bakugo, Ida, and Sero see that of the bomb that they'll need to take care of. With Ida saying, so this is the bomb that we need to protect from that of the heroes. With then tapping on it with that of his knuckles, then saying, and luckily it's not a real bomb, and just completely made out of paper mache, it seems. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it looks like we'll be fine. So then, what should we do to prepare? With then, Sarah saying, yeah, not to mention it, Midoriya is going to be pretty tricky to deal with. With then, soon, Bakugo saying, hey, you damn losers. Looking back at that of Sero and Ida, however, his eyes being shadowed by that of his bangs, especially even through that of his mask as well. But then, Sero saying, seriously, we got names, dude. But then, Ida saying, we're teammates, Bakugo. You should at least know our names, saying, shut the hell up and just answer me, damn it. You really think Deku has a quirk? With then, hearing that, both of them couldn't help but look at each other. However, you can't really see Sero's face due to that of his helmet. It looks like that of a tape dispenser. And Ida's, which also having that of a silver helmet. Within saying, of course, and you saw during that of the, quirk apprehension test, he definitely has a quirk. Within soon, Ida saying, I thought for sure you of all people would know, Bakugo. I mean, you grew up with him, did you not? Within soon, Bakugo could up and say, you both are useless. It doesn't matter. Within saying, stay the hell out of my way, both of you. I'm taking down Deku myself. Within soon, Sarah saying, whoa, hold on, dude. Do you really think that you're just going to... I said, stay the hell out of my way and let me handle Deku by myself. If you get in my way, I'll blow your ass up right here and now. Feeling the intense coming off of that of Bakugo. However, it almost feels close to that of the hatred that you would feel from the Yoma be drawn to. But then, Sero actually getting that in battle stance, as preparing that of his elbows, but then saying, I wonder, what's your relationship with Midoriya, Bakugo? But then, hearing that, saying, huh? Saying, I mean, the way you treat him, the way you look at him, and the way that you basically, continue to belittle him, it's almost like that of a person who basically treats him like crap, like a bully, for example. But then, soon, hearing that, saying, the hell you call me? As the tension in that of the room is starting to become quite palpable, the tension with that of the hero team, on the other hand, is completely and utterly different. But then, Jiro couldn't help but be completely and utterly shocked, saying, wait, what? You want me to take care of the bomb? Honestly, as much as I want to take care of the bomb myself, and trust me, I really do, knowing Kachan, he's not going to let me go so easily. But then, Jiro saying, you call Bakugo Kachan. I'm guessing the two of you were friends once, especially given his current attitude, saying, once, but that was a long time ago. The guy is now nothing but just an annoyance in my life now. He's constantly trying to put me in my place, as he says, growing up as kids. To be honest, it's kind of annoying. And because of that, he's determined, driven, and basically willing to take me down no matter what. He'll basically just ignore you, which is the perfect chance for an ambush that I think we need to work on. But then she's saying, ambush? Like I said, make it seem like you're going after the bomb and he's letting you go. However, if we can get a layout of the entirety of the building beforehand, we may be able to put Kachan into that of a ambush, taking care of him easily and basically getting him out of the game. All that'll be left is Ida and Sero. And trust me, Ida and Sero would be pretty hard to handle. Sero's quirk tape is not as weak as people think it is. Not to mention, Ida's pretty fast with that of his engine quirk. The best chance we can get is take care of Bakugo, which is the biggest problem, and then handle the two of them on their own. But then, hearing that, she couldn't help but say, wow, you really thought this through, Midoriya. But then, Izuku saying, thanks, analyzations and studying quirks is kind of my hobby, besides just geeking out over heroes. Any rate, within soon, hearing a buzzer saying, I guess it's time. You ready, Jiro? With her having that of a serious look, and her earlobe jacks actually having that, almost looking like they're hissing like that of snakes. Within saying, you bet, let's do this. Within soon hearing that of the go, from that of Bakugo saying, you're not worth my damn time, tape arms. I'm taking down Deku myself. Like I said, stay the hell out of my way unless you want to fucking die. Within, Bakugo storms out. With soon, Ida saying, my word. But then, Sarah couldn't help but say, geez, that dude has definitely got the whole ego mentality. What the hell did Midoriya do to him to make him so damn angry? Within, Ida saying, maybe he's not truly angry at Midoriya. Within, soon, Sarah raising up that of the visor over his helmet saying, huh? As completely dumbfounded and everything, saying, maybe he's truly playing the role of a villain. Just as we should, after all. Come, Sero, let us get into the role. Within, Ida clearing his throat, saying, ha ha ha, those heroes will not stop us. We, as the villains, will overcome them no matter what. Ha ha ha. As Sero saying, Jesus Christ. I knew I was on a team full of nut cases after all. With that, soon, Jiro, as they go through that of the first floor, as they lay out everything that's on there, as they even see that of a open area in the very back, Not to mention, as soon as they go to the second floor, using Jiro's quirk once again, they see that there's actually another wide open area. Within, soon, Izuku, using that of his shinobi skills to lay out each and every one of the area's layout too, but then realizing the building is similar to one another, with then saying, "Oh yeah? In what way?" By my estimation, the first floor is similar to that of the third floor, while that of the second floor is similar to the fourth floor, and so on and so forth to each floor. By my estimates, seems the villains may be on that of the highest floor, possibly the sixth floor. Within hearing that, she's saying, "Wow, that's a pretty good deduction. You sure about that?" Saying, "Definitely. Especially in a wide open area like this, they would need to put the bomb where they have at least a lot more space, especially for Ida's quirk that allows him to move around a lot more quickly." Within, Sue, Jiro saying, "Hold on, I'm starting to hear somebody coming this way. They're using explosions." Within, Izuku saying, "Looks like Kachan's right on the way. Remember the plan, Jiro?" Within, she's saying, "Yeah, I'll circle around this floor while you keep him busy, and then I'll give you a signal on when it's time for the ambush." Within saying, "Yeah, good luck." Saying, "Yes." Within soon, as the two get further and further, with Jiro saying he's down that hall. Once within soon, hearing that, Bakugo, on the other hand, heard her footsteps saying, "There they are. There he is." Within soon, going right over the corner, as making it look like they're basically surprised and shocked by that of Bakugo. Within, Izuku saying, "Get down!" As then, dodging that of an explosion from that of Bakugo. However, thanks to that of Izuku's scarf, it was able to basically block the explosion thanks to that of its special materials, to be that of fireproof, waterproof, electric proof, and also that of ice proof as well. And even though Bakugo's quirk normally uses that of the explosion shockwaves to deal damage, it's still somewhat of a fiery-based quirk after all. With then soon, Bakugo getting out of the smoke saying, "There you are, you goddamn nerd. I'm gonna put you in your fucking place like you've always meant to be today." With Izuku still having his cow hood and his rebreather still on his face, he couldn't help but say, "Jiro, now!" With it saying, "Right." As then she soon runs off. As then Bakugo saying, so you're basically letting her go on your own? Doesn't matter. It just gives me more time to basically beat the living shit out of you. With no distractions in my way, I'll be able to have my fun with you." Within soon, Izuku couldn't help but say, "You do know what All Might said," saying, "Oh, I know. I may not be able to beat you to an inch of your life, but I still will be able to beat you brutally to the point that they won't be able to stop it so quickly. This is what it's meant to be. What you were always meant to be." But then, launching for him with that of a right hook as always, saying, "You damn quirkless, insignificant bastard!" As Izuku saw this coming, he couldn't help but basically go over to the right of the wall, walk up it for a split second, before then gives that of a powerful roundhouse straight kick towards Bakugo's face as he tries to land an explosion on Izuku. Within, Bakugo being sent flying into that of the wall, with even that of the bruise mark on that of his face. With Izuku couldn't help but basically smirk. Before then, Bakugo, on the other hand, looking completely and utterly furious at this, saying, "You goddamn! You said you want to put me in my place, Kachan? Well then, come on. Bring it on. I'm not going to lose to some arrogant, wild animal with some delusions of grandeur after all." Within, channeling 5% of One For All through his body, as he begins using his full cow. Before then, blitzing down the hallway pretty fast. Within, Bakugo seen is saying, "Oh no, you don't, you damn bastard! Fucking get back here! As he blasts off that of Izuku, within soon going through that of his comm, saying, Jiro, we're heading down the hallway now. Where are you? Still on the second floor. I'm trying to find the area where you basically want us at. The wide open area, saying, yeah. If you're still on the other side of the second floor, then just come back around. There should be some doors around the area, and then you'll be seeing that of the light in a distance. Can you see it? Within, she's saying, yeah, I'm starting to see it now. I'll wait on that of the other side. Within, Izuku saying, good. I'm on my way there. Within, soon hearing that, Bakugo saying, get back here, you damn coward! I'm gonna goddamn kill you! Within, Jiro saying, wow, I can even hear you through your earpiece. Yeah, he's pretty fucking loud after all. Within, getting closer and closer. However, Bakugo sends another powerful explosion towards Izuku. Within, soon, he basically jumps on that of the other side of the wall, then to the other, before then, using that of a special mechanism through that of his gauntlets and that of his gauntlet boots, soon gets on top of that of the ceiling. Within, as the explosion soon goes right past him. Within, Bakugo sees this. Before then, Izuku basically gets off that of the wall. Before then, as he goes through one of his pouches and pulls out one of his shinobi scrolls. As he opens it up, as inside having that of smoke bombs. Before then, tossing them towards Bakugo. With Bakugo seeing the bombs, thinking that they were about to hit him. However, they just create that of a smokescreen illusion. But then, Izuku seeing the perfect opportunity to get by again and heads straight for the opening once more. After that, Bakugo seeing that it's not that of an explosion bombs, but smoke bombs, he couldn't help but have that of a huge vein on his face, saying, that's it! Stop fucking humiliating me! Blasting forward even faster than before. But then, Izuku realizing, man, messing with him is so much fun. Putting him in his place is one thing, but this, I don't know why, but I'm actually enjoying myself a little bit. But shouldn't let my enjoyment get in the way of me basically keeping him distracted. Within, soon, Jiro saying, geez, the guy really is a loudmouth, saying, more like a Pomeranian. Within, saying, even so, I'm at the other side, saying, good, and that means, within, saying, damn you, Deku! As then, Bakugo grabs onto that of Izuku's scarf. Within, realizing, shit! How, in that of a split second, pulling out from one of his pouches, instead of that of a scroll, it being that of one of his kunai blades, as bringing out that of the short like throwing weapon, before throwing it towards that of Bakugo. Within him basically dodging it, in a split second he lets go, giving that of Izuku the chance to escape even more, using that of, 7% of one for all to blitz through towards that of the open way, but then say, damn you! Blasting forward even more, but then fully arriving in that of the open area, sliding on that of the ground. Before then, Bakugo blasting right towards him, but then Izuku jumping up into the air, flipping around. Before then, using his scarf to wrap around that of Bakugo's torso and that of his right arm, slamming him to the ground, before then landing back. But then soon, Bakugo trying to get back on his feet, and then using his one good arm, being his left arm, to explode that of the scarf around him, before then saying, Jiro, now! With that, she uses that of her support gear, saying, heartbeat distortion, amplifying boots! Within, sending that of a burst of sound from that of her boots towards that of Bakugo, as Bakugo feeling the ringing and that of the vibrations hitting his body, as he couldn't help but scream in that of pain and agony, while trying to cover his ears. However, with that of his only one good good hand basically covering that of his left ear and his right arm basically being wrapped by the scarf. Within soon, seeing the perfect opportunity, Izuku exploits that of Bakugo's torment. Even with that of the sound also hitting Izuku, he's had years of basically handling that of ultrasound attacks after all. And the vibrations that Jiro is using is something that he's completely used to. If it was amplified even more, then maybe it would be much of a problem. But right now, it's barely anything that can basically stop him. With that, Izuku jumps towards that of Bakugo, knees him in that of the jaw, before then grabbing him by that of his head, kneeing him once again in his nose, before then unwrapping his scarf, grabbing him by his head once more, flipping him onto the ground, before then bringing his foot down and slamming his face into the ground even more, but this time using One For All, creating that of a small crater, stomping him out multiple times over and over and over again to make sure that Bakugo is at least passed out enough to put the capture cuffs on him, which he does. Within soon, hearing through that of the loudspeakers from All Might saying, Bakugo has been captured. He is out of the battle trial now. Within hearing that, Jiro saying, I can't believe it. That plan actually worked. Within, Izuku saying, of course it worked. Kachan is way too much of a hothead and has too much of a grudge against me for just merely existing. Within saying, wait, he hates you just for merely existing? Yeah, it's pretty stupid really, I know, right? Within, Bakugo say, you damn nerd. You really think? Within, seeing that Bakugo is about to go up, however, as All Might and out of the monitoring room saying, young Bakugo, you are out of the trial now. You can no longer act. Please leave the building in the test area immediately. Try anything and you will be removed from class. Worst of all, I may expel you if you go any further. Within hearing that from his idol, the man he wants to surpass to be just like, he couldn't help but grit his teeth while blood continues to gush out of his nose, multiple bruises across his face, and basically, if you could see very closer, tears coming through his eyes saying, damn it, it's not fair. Within, Izuku looks at that of Bakugo in his sad and somewhat pathetic state, as he mentally says, blame yourself for your actions, not me. This is your own damn fault, not mine. Within, saying, Jiro, let's go. All that's left is Sero and Ida, saying, right. Within, soon leaving Bakugo in his pitiable state, he couldn't help but say, it's why am I beneath him? Why am I catching up to him? He was a quirkless loser back then. Within, remembering everything back then, as when they were kids, they were the closest of friends. Even with Bakugo always constantly insulting, it was mainly as just of a friendly banter. But then, when he tried offering help during that creep, Bakugo always saw it as pity, always looking down on him. Then after that, Izuku began to change. He began to stutter less, began to become less, always around Bakugo, always and then defending him from other people. Not to mention that of those other girls that were always around that of Izuku as well. From that of Asuka, Homura, and then the purple-haired girl, Morisaki. Then as the years go by, Izuku began to change, began to develop into the person that we know now. A person that did not stand or didn't take anything from anybody, no matter what. With it, as it pissed him off. Why did somebody so weak, somebody who didn't have a quirk, who didn't have power, had actual charisma and power, had something that he lacked, true confidence in himself, even with everything going against him, even with everybody looking down on him, even with everybody continually to belittle him, he still kept going forward, kept moving forward to the point that he started catching up to him. So why? It's not fair. It's so not fair. It's my destiny to be the number one hero. So why is he surpassing me when it's my destiny, my right, my birthright to be the number one hero? Damn it! At the very moment while Izuku and Jiro are basically running up to the third floor, Jiro could hear Bakugo scream. However, it's not an act of rage, as she can tell that it's almost an act of anguish. Within, saying, what the hell is his problem? Within, soon, Ida, alongside that of Sero, try to get Bakugo's attention before then hearing that of All Might's, words over the intercom. Within, realizing, shit, he really did just basically got himself captured. I told him not to underestimate Midoriya, and yet, he basically just asked us for answers he should have freaking knew. Within, soon hearing this, Ida saying, no matter, we'll overcome that of Midoriya and Jiro. Within, as they get closer and closer, within, Izuku saying, Jiro, wait. Saying, yeah, even though we took care of our biggest opposition being that of Bakugo, Ida and Sero aren't going to make this easier too. We need to plan this out properly. Within, saying, what do you have in mind? Here's what we need to do. Within, at least a couple minutes later, as Sero begins to place traps all across that of the area, mainly over that of the rooftop, that of the ceiling of the room that they're in, to make sure that since Izuku's quite agile and has that of quite speed and area ability in some way or another, they can basically trap him in that of Sero's tape to make sure that he can't move. Even with that of his gear that he may definitely have, it's not going to be easy to cut through that of Sero's tape without Sero wanting it. Unless Izuku has enough power to basically break through it. But then realizing, oh, who am I kidding? He definitely does. Not to mention, even with that of Midoriya having the Shinobi Tenshin ability like I do, he's definitely going to be able to use it properly. What a pain in my ass. Maybe I should have made Shinobi Tenshin that of my part of my quirk too. Could have made it that of a secondary factor. With it, as Sero basically cries right through his helmet. But then, Ida saying, Sero, we must prepare before then. Soon, that of a burst of sound comes right through that of the cracks of the doorway, leading into that of the room. Within, both Sero and Ida wanting to cover their ears, however, their helmets basically, get in the way of that. However, coming right through that of the doorway, being Jiro saying, nice job trying to make sure that Midoriya wouldn't be able to get through here, especially if he jumps over and tries to get the bomb. Sero's tape would have caught him intact. Luckily for me, my quirk basically is so much more useful. That whole quirk apprehension test really didn't do my quirk any justice outside of my quirk looking like that of earlobe jacks after all. Within, Sero say, damn it! Within, as he switches on a button on that of his helmet, as it has that of noise dampening, as he can still feel the vibrations across his body. However, with no longer feeling the pain through that of his eardrum, he can at least move around a lot more better and head straight for that of Jiro say, no, you're not getting through here now, as sending that of a tape towards Jiro. But then she's seeing this, she tries to dodge. However, she's grabbed by that of her left waist before being dragged towards Sero. With that, he get up and say, gotcha. Now all that's left is, before then crashing through that of the window, being Izuku. Within, soon, Izuku, using that of his scarf, he soon throws it towards that of the bomb, as Ida seemed to say, no, you don't! However, Ida is not fast enough to catch it. Within, with that of just one tug, he soon grabs the bomb towards him. In that, All Might soon screams, "The hero team wins!" At the same time, while hearing this, Bakugo leaves out of the building, hearing that Izuku won, saying, "Damn it! He really did win. He really did beat me. Damn it! Why? Damn it! Why? Why am I so beneath him when I'm supposed to be above him? This is how the world works. Quirks rule all. So why? Why isn't my quirk not stronger than his? Why? How did I get behind that of a quirkless loser?" With Bakugo continue walking, as tears continue to slip out of his eyes. With now, he's soon back at that of the monitor room. Everybody couldn't help but be completely impressed by that of Izuku and Jiro's teamwork, as they didn't expect that they would work well as a team to begin with especially given that they just met. However, given that Jiro gave Izuku that of information about that of her quirk, where the quirk apprehension test didn't give her much at all, besides the physical capabilities of her quirk, besides its true capabilities, showing the biases that, well, Aizawa basically shows just as much as he says he's reasonable, but still, with that of the planning and Jiro willing to work with that of Izuku perfectly, they were able to overcome. Hell, with that of Bakugo's ego, arrogance, and wanting to beat down Izuku alone, one of their downfalls. Adding that with Ida and also Sero underestimating their opponents or allowing that of Bakugo to do whatever they want, it cost them the win. With that, soon, Aizawa, on the other hand, going through that of his notes, both for that of his hero work as that of Underground Pro, and also with that of the Shinobi Council as well. Before then, hearing something from that of Nezu saying, "Aizawa, could you please come to my office? There is somebody at that of the UA gate, and it seems that they may cause a bit of a trouble." Within saying, "Do I have to? Why not just ask?" Within is about to say All Might before then saying, "Never mind, he's currently with my class. I'll handle it." Within, as person might say, "So, taking care of a little problem for the boss man?" Saying, "Yeah, looks like we got an intruder trying to get through UA. Luckily, the UA barrier will keep them out. Not to mention, in case they use their quirk, I can use my quirk to cancel it out too." Within, soon, Midnight can help but say, Must be rough being that of UA's favorite teacher, normally with the most free time on his hands." Within saying, "Ha, very funny. You do know I don't technically expel my students, right? I only expel them one time, then basically re-enroll them." Saying, "Yeah, it's also quite cruel as well, Aizawa, as that of the cowboy wearing pro hero snipe can help say, doing so puts a black mark on their permanent record. You do know that. Even if they are re-enrolled in UA, it makes it harder for them to get a job outside, especially to be that of a sidekick. Most likely they'll have to be, most pro agencies aren't that sticklers as long as they're in UA, that's it matters, right? However, some people are, especially in top 10 pros. Just one black mark is enough to kill their entire career. You do know that, right?" Within, Aizawa saying, "Exactly. It's a symbol of their death in the hero community. They know they don't get any retries once afterwards. However, why do you think I always have to vouch for that of multiple agencies for my students that end up graduating and tell them what I done?" With that, soon all the teachers in the faculty office couldn't help but realize Aizawa does care, but in his own somewhat manipulative and dark kind of way. Within, heading outside before noticing that somebody basically busting through that of the door, feeling the shift in the air, realizing this is a shinobi barrier. Realizing the area that he's in, it's no longer UA High, but a familiar school that he knows all too well. That being Hibijo Clandestine Girls Academy, or just Clandestine Academy, given that it's now co-ed after all. before noticing the purple-haired girl that many of us know and love as well, as holding out of her stuffed animal as her aura of despair continues to consume her. Within, seeing the girl's uniform, saying, "That's Hibijo Academy uniform. What is a shinobi from Hibijo doing here?" Within, she's saying, "Izzy, where is my Izzy?" With then, hearing that, saying, "Izzy, the hell are you talking about? Then thinking, do we have a student by the name of Izzy? Not that I can think of. Not really aware of that of general score students unless they catch my eye. Just like one. With then, as saying, look, whatever if you are a shinobi from Hibijo, why hasn't that of the director or the head shinobi teacher of Hibijo not informed that of the current head shinobi teacher of UA? Explain yourself now, saying, I want my Izu out of my way. As she pulls that of a scroll, as she pulls a scroll from that of her hair, soon doing so, multiple shurikens begin to come out. Multiple large shurikens come out. However, instead of grabbing them by that of her hands, she grabs them by her hair. With then saying, Shinobi art using that of hair as extra limbs? I haven't seen that technique in a long time since. Within saying, by any chance, are you from the Misfortune clan? Within, Misaki's eyes whining and pure and utter shock. Before then saying, I figured as much. You even have the power of despair coming off of you. That's dangerous. And not only that, it seems like you barely have any control over it. Why an evil shinobi clan has come to us? Who is this Izzy that you speak of? Within saying, I want my Izzy. Give me Izuku Midoriya. Give me the person I care about the most in this world now. Within, sending that of her, lunging her hair towards that of Aizawa, as that of the shurikens begin to spin while also in her hair, as Aizawa using his capture scarf to basically block away that of the shurikens, before jumping up into the air, using a scarf to basically wrap around that of Morisaki. However, she uses that of several other shurikens as that of shields to block the scarf, basically cutting at least a bit of them into ribbons, saying, those shurikens, they're not normal shurikens after all if they're able to cut through my scarf that easily. Before then realizing, wait, Izuku Midoriya? You mean Izuku Midoriya? Within saying, give me Izzy. Where is he now? As her aura of despair continues to basically consume the entire area to the point that it's starting to affect Aizawa's willpower as well. Within going to his knees saying, damn it, it's really starting to affect me. At this rate, I'll feel so depressed that I'll pass out. My will be overwhelmed. As he was about to bring out that of his scroll to do his shinobi tension, saying, he's my student, both in hero course and the shinobi course. What is he to you? Do you really care about him? Or is this some plot by Hibijo to end my student's life? But then, hearing that, she begins to shake. As then, the shurikens begin to clap to the ground alongside her hair, saying, no. I would never hurt I would never hurt him like that. No. He's important to me. As it almost looks like she's about to have that of a panic attack, to the point that her aura of despair begins to consume her. And it's within, Aizawa couldn't help but say, screw this. Pulling something from out of his utility belt, being a scroll, saying, Shinobi Tension! As getting out of that of his all traditional black attire that he normally wears as that of a racer head, Aizawa's attire becomes completely different, as he has that of more armor wrapped around that of his shins, his forearms, his elbows, within even that around that of his chest as well. Before then, He still has that of a full black uniform. However, there's an overlay of glowing light, of glowing energy going through that of his body as well. Before then, his eraser goggles began to shift as well, becoming more strong, becoming even more harder for his eyes to be seen, almost like it's a complete and total blindfold as a whole. As for his scarf, it's still the same. However, on the edges of his scarf, you can actually see spikes, almost like that, of a spiked whip as he strikes a pose. Before then, using that of his capture scarf, and then saying, Koreha style secret technique, Ninpo suppression! Within, amplifying as his Ninpo technique basically amplifies his quirk 10 times more than normal, to the point that it suppresses that of Morisaki's aura and her as her aura despair given to her by that of her clan continues to basically goes down over and over again, to the point that it's completely and utterly suppressed. To this, soon Morisaki's mind begins to fully clear herself. Before then, no longer having that of still having the eye bags. However, her eyes have at least a lot more light within them than before. Before then saying, where am I? Within realizing, that's right, I left Hibijo to find Izuku, to find Izzy. I hear he's in UA. Within realizing, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Within saying, there's a lot of things I don't like to deal with. Could you explain everything on why you come to UA and why you seem like Midoriya? I'm going to bring down my barrier and de-transform. Can you suppress what little of your clan's aura that you can do? Got it? But then Morisaki nodding her head in that of acceptance. Before then, breaking down the barrier and de-transforming back into that of his hero costume. Even that of his goggles go back to normal as well, putting them back on that of his neck. But then having the capture tape around her saying, sorry about this, but this is basically just a way to save face. Within, looking back, seeing that tons of people were somewhat worried and shocked on what just happened. Not to mention, the UA barrier is still up too, even though Morisaki used that of a shinobi barrier to get through that of the UA barrier. I'm not surprised a shinobi barrier is able to get through that of the UA barrier. UA barrier uses that of technology and retrofitted locks to make sure that nobody can get through. Even that of All Might and Endeavor together have a hard time getting through that barrier. But then again, shinobis are completely different in a whole other ball game after all. Before then, saying, come on, let me take you to that of the UA faculty room. As for now, I think I might need a call on my little problem child student after all. Within, Morisaki not saying anything, but still, as she still holds on to that uppy baby, at the same time, she can help but think of Izuku. With that, currently in that of Class 1A, as the battle trial continues going on, with the current being that of one of the last battle trials today, being that of Ochako and Kaminari versus Kota and Momo. And surprisingly, well, I would think it's actually Momo and Kota that actually won over that of Ochako and Kaminari, which is pretty brutal. Izuku could help but sigh, saying, they didn't have it stand a chance, given that both their quirks had to use that of, had to be up close and personal. After all, it's kind of sad, really. With then Sarah saying, ditto on that, dude. Man, kind of feel bad for them. Then soon, All Might saying, well done, young Kota, young Yaoyorozu, and young Oraka, young Kaminari. You did the best that you could. You were just outmatched by the team that you were going against. Don't let this discourage you, okay? But then, hearing them through the monitor saying, yes, sir, thank you, sir. With then heading, as the two teams heading back, however, somebody enters into that of the monitoring room saying, Midoriya, could you come with me? Within, Izuku saying, Mr. Aizawa, is there a problem? Saying, let's just say somebody's here to see you after all. Within, saying, somebody here to see me? Completely shocked and caught off guard by this, Izuku follows after Aizawa, leaving the monitoring room, with everybody in Class 1A wonder what's going on. With even Bakugo still in his own little world, not even paying attention, kind of heard about this, saying, what the hell? What do they want him for? As he basically wanted to ask what they wanted Izuku for. However, he decided to stop, that it's none of his business, as much as he wanted to be his business, as feeling like he deserves to know, but instead, he doesn't, and having a hard time accepting that. Within, walking through that of the halls, before reaching that of the faculty room. Before then, soon arriving, noticing that of Morisaki. Within, saying, huh? Who is? Before then, completely and utterly shocked as he noticed the stuffed animal, saying, wait, I've seen that stuffed animal before. Within, Morisaki noticing Izuku as her aura of despair, which was always wafting off of her, which she always had a hard time controlling ever since awakening it, finally whittles down, almost like it's completely being suppressed by Morisaki herself. And it all happened when she noticed Izuku. No longer the little boy that she remembers as a kid, but now the 15-year-old that he is now, saying, Izzy, within, saying, wait, Izzy? No one has, within, blinking multiple times with his big wide eyes, completely and utterly shocked, saying, Morisaki-chan? As she drops Bibebi. At the same time, she rushes towards Izuku and basically glomps onto him, wrapping her arms around him. She kept saying, it is you. It's so you. I've missed you. I've missed you so much. But then, completely and utterly shocked, with his face going completely and utterly red. However, this is the same childhood friend he hasn't seen in years, alongside that of Homura. Unlike that of the guessing girls, and even that of Asuka, and even that of Hibari, Morisaki was the one girl that he never thought he would see. One of the one childhood friends he would never see ever again, when she never came back, when she never said goodbye when the last time they spoken. Within, he just came up and say, I'm glad that you're here again too, as he couldn't help but enjoy the hug being around his childhood friend. However, he noticed two other things though. Two other things that are pretty hard not to notice. The fact that is, her tits is pretty damn huge. Even Asuka and Yumi's combined cannot even compare to that of Morisaki's, which really catching Izuku off guard entirely. Within, the teachers that are in the faculty room still couldn't help but be completely and utterly shocked, while also feeling like they're basically wanting to laugh their asses off. Mainly that of Mike, and also that of Midnight. With then, Snipe saying, shouldn't we separate those two? It looks like things may get out of hand right now. But then, as I was saying, let them be for now. It will step in case it becomes too, physical actually. Within, Snipe saying, alright partner, if you say so. As they still continue hugging, to the point that, Izuku's face is still pretty damn red. As for Morisaki, part of her thinks, as long as I'm with you, I'm happy. As long as I'm with you, I can control my clan's power. As long as I'm with you, nothing else matters. With then, Sue, hearing this, Izuku saying, Saki-chan, what have you gone through? With then saying, wait, clan's power? Wait, are you saying that you're a... With then, seeing the tears in her eyes, and seeing the life back in her eyes too, as then she's saying, I am a shinobi, after all. Sorry I never told you. I kind of knew you were too, but I just didn't want to say anything when we were kids. Do you hate me for keeping this a secret? Within, Izuku saying, I could never hate you, Saki-chan. It's your right to keep it a secret if you wish. nothing more, nothing less. But then, she basically wanted to cry again, saying, thank you. With that, she hugs Izuku deeper again, causing him to blush even more than before. But then, as I was saying, alright, I think that's enough PDA for one day. Morisaki, was it? We've already contacted those from Hibijo about your, well, absence after all. Turns out, they were also worried about you too. A teacher from Hibijo will be coming to get you. Within hearing that, Morisaki could help but cling on to that of Izuku deeper, saying, please, don't take me back. I don't want to be away from Izu. Please. Within, Izuku saying, Morisaki, saying, I just don't want to go back. I can't go back. Not if I had to be away from him. I don't want to lose control of my power again. I don't want to be away from the one person that gives me a reason to keep on going. Please. Within, Izuku, feeling the shaking from that Morisaki, kept saying, Saki-chan, why do you not want to go back to Hibijo? You're a shinobi, right? Within, saying, I don't want to be a shinobi, but I have to be, given that I'm now the head of my clan after all. Within, saying, wait, what? You're a clan heir? Within, Snipe completely confused about this. However, President Mike and Midnight, on the other hand, are aware of the shinobi. They're not involved with it, but they are aware thanks to Aizawa, of course. Within, soon Aizawa saying, thought so. Only those, the Misfortune clan, and what they're mainly known for, the power of despair, weaponizing their despair into that of battle aura, to overwhelm their foes, to make them feel like they have no reason to continue fighting, to basically make them weak to kill on the battlefield. It's the reason on why they're one of the most powerful and one of the most well-known evil clans in the shinobi world, especially here in Japan. And I remember them having an older daughter. She normally has that of blonde hair. But to think that their youngest took the mantle of heir. But then Morisaki spoke up saying, that's my big sister, Imu, actually. She couldn't inherit the power of despair, so I'm the only one that did. And she was removed from the line of succession because of it. So I'm the heir now. But unfortunately, I can't control it. It's even said to be stronger than that of my father's after all, who's the current head. But still, how can I properly be a shinobi if I can't even control myself when this power takes me over? I couldn't even go to school and classes because of it. How can I have a life if this power dictates everything that I choose for myself? As Morisaki continues to feel like she's being caged by that of her own family's power, with Izuku saying, Morisaki. Within, hearing her name being called by that of her childhood friend, looking into his eyes saying, no matter what, say that your power doesn't control you. It doesn't dictate you. You dictate it. You decide what it does with you. You decide to do with it as you see fit, not the other way around. But then she's saying, but, Morisaki, you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Even if I haven't seen you in years, I know you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You wouldn't have come all this way to seek me out if it wasn't that, right? But then, hearing that, she can help but say, I just did it on a whim. When I heard big sister Imu brought you up and said your name through my dorm room, I just remembered you. When just thinking about you, the power of despair just didn't. But then hearing that made Izuku blush even more. Just her thinking of him basically caused her to have more her sanity back, but not letting it control him, saying, continue thinking of me. As part of him basically, when his face went red, saying, just continue thinking of me, and I'll always be there for you. Your power will be your tool, not the other way around. Saki-chan, no matter what, you are you, nothing more, nothing less. And I'll always be there when you need me the most. With that, hearing that, Morisaki couldn't help but cry even more, saying, "Thank you, Izu. Thank you so much." With then, soon, Aizawa can help but say, when it comes, and this is what we get for being a neutral clan. And we can't go against that of the Hibijo, especially that of the, well, Misfortune clan of all things. Within soon getting that of a special message on that of his phone, mainly a cell signal that only shinobis can gain to their phone, as it realized that the teacher of Hibijo is here. Within saying, Miss Morisaki, your teacher's here. Within hearing that, Morisaki couldn't help but nod her head before walking with Aizawa, as Izuku saying, "Wait, Mr. Aizawa, is it okay if you could tag along?" "Sure, however, if you do so, you'll have more work to make up for in that of All Might's class. Classes are almost done. They just had one more battle trial to do, so it might be already taken care of already." Saying, I see. Well then, come along if you wish. With that, Aizawa soon walks off without Morisaki and Izuku alongside them. Heading to that of the entrance of UA, seeing that of two individuals. One being that of Imu, and that of her, Hibijo uniform as well. And the other being that of Suzuki, or rather, Ren, as she's in her samurai attire, with then saying, Morisaki, thank you, erase her head, for bringing her back. We were worried about her. We also heard that she's caused quite a bit of a rampage coming all the way here. A few pro-heroes and civilians thought that she was a villain. Luckily for us, we were able to make sure to tell her that she was just a lonely and scared girl that was losing control of her quirk. Within hearing that, Izuku couldn't help but sigh in out of relief, saying, "Oh, thank you. Saki-chan is going to be in trouble for her accident when it's just an accident that all this happened." Within, Imu seeing Izuku, as she couldn't help but glare at that of the green-eyed boy, saying, "Izuku Midoriya." Within, soon, Morisaki seeing the glare from that of her big sister towards the boy she loves, saying, "Big sister Imu, Morisaki." Within running to that of her little sister and hugging her deeply, saying, "Do you have any idea how worried I was? I thought for sure that I lost you." As Imu begins to cry, as she was about to mess up her glasses. Within, Morisaki takes off her big sister's glasses. Within, wipe away her tears, saying, "Sorry. I'm so sorry. You've done so much for me, and I feel like I've disrespected you, big sister. I promise I'll make it up to you." Within, saying, "What? From now on, I'll go to classes. You don't need to make up for my actions as well. And I'll do what I can. I promise. So you don't need to worry about me." Within, hearing that, Imu saying, "Morisaki, what has happened?" Within, Suzuki can say, "I see. Well then, this makes things easier. Even though you are not part of the elite squad of Hibijo, you are still an important shinobi, especially given your clan's power." Within, saying, "I don't know if I'm still able to control it, Suzuki-sensei." Within, she's saying, "We'll find out in time. But for the meantime, you'll head back to Hibijo for punishment, for not just leaving the school without permission, but also knocking out faculty as well, and trespassing on that of rival shinobi schools' properties. You could have even started a war with that of a neutral faction school." Within, hearing that, Morisaki saying, I'm so sorry, Within, Izuku saying, "Please, don't punish her. If anything, punish me. She came here because of me, after all." Within, hearing that, Imu saying, "She what?" Within, soon, looking at that of the woman and that of the armor. Within, saying, "So, you're the reason that she came here? Who are you?" Within, Izuku standing his ground as he can feel the intimidating gaze from her, even though she is in the suit of armor, saying, Izuku Midoriya. Within, hearing that name saying, Izuku Midoriya. Within, looking closer at that of Izuku, as his vision switched to that of his father for a split second. Within saying, I see. So you are the heir to the Midoriya family. You are Hisashi Midoriya's son. Within saying, I see, you know my father too, saying, he and I are old acquaintances. Simple as that. Nothing you need to worry about. All you need to say is, if you say you are the reason that she came here, but you have no idea why she came here, we can let this go for now. However, knowing the truth, we can at least slack up on a bit of her punishment. I can say the least. Within, hearing this, Izuku could help but sigh out of relief. Within, Morisaki couldn't help but be glad. However, Emu, on the other hand, still glaring at Izuku, saying, you always end up getting in my way. What is so damn important about you that both my childhood best friend and even my sister care so deeply about you? As Emu couldn't help but clench that of her skirt so tightly that it almost feels like she's about to rip it. Within, saying, come girls, we're heading back. Within, saying, yes ma'am. Within, Aizawa saying, so, how long have you been wearing that stupid suit of armor? Ren. Within, hearing that name, saying, Ren Asakura is dead, Aizawa. I am Suzuki. I hope that you remember it. Within, hearing that name, Izuku saying, Ren? Why does that name sound so familiar? As the suit of armor woman walks off with Emu and Morisaki out of the UA gate. Within soon, Izuku saying, that's quite something. Within, Aizawa saying, you're telling me. Now then, Midoriya, even though this technically wasn't your fault, you're still involved in some way or another. So I will tell you this. Within, having that of a twisted and somewhat satisfying grin on his face, saying, hope you enjoy more training that you have to do this afternoon in Shinobi classes. Within, hearing that, Izuku could help but shudder in that of fear, saying, oh man, why me? As the second day of UA comes to an end, and Izuku reunites with an old friend from his past and become quite important to him in the future as well. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Let's read them. So, how did you guys like this part? You guys think I did a pretty decent job with this part? Or do you think I could have done better? As for the battle between that of Izuku and Bakugo, honestly, Izuku wouldn't have had some kind of grudge on wanting to prove himself to that of, well, Bakugo, that he was no longer a punching bag or somebody beneath him. Now, Izuku is beneath all of that pettiness. To him, he wanted to take care of Bakugo easily and needed Jiro's help to do so. So yeah, nothing more and nothing less. As for Sero, well, I was going to have him use his shinobi style to take care of Izuku a lot more easier, but I wanted to get straight into that of Morisaki after all. So I had to blitz through that. Don't worry, Sero is not as weak as he would have been in canon after all in this story, just telling you guys this now. At any rate, as for Izuku's relationship with Morisaki, that's going to be blossoming even further. Not to mention, given that she knows Izuku and Izuku is kind of her trigger to keep her powers in check, she'll basically try her best to stay close to Izuku whenever she can. To mention, she'll probably play more of a role through the main timeline of Senran Kagura this time than she did in that of past games when she was introduced. Not to mention, Emu is going to be absolutely pissed now knowing that her little sister is connected to Izuku just like her best friend who she has a crush on. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos uploaded to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All the description below if I'm not too lazy to do so. So, with all that said, this is Yamuki, signing out. Later guys, hope you all take care.